Hey, good morning, everybody. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy. Thought we'd talk a few minutes this morning about a couple of subjects I've had on my mind. One thing I'm a member of a lot of different ham radio related Facebook groups, and I get a lot of good information off all of them. I appreciate all the moderators and administrators that keep those groups going. They're helping the hobby, I think, for a whole lot. One new one that's come out, Ham Radio Flea Market and Trading Post. Ann Freeze is administrator over that page, and he's doing a good job trying to get a ham page going. So if you get a chance to check his page out, join it, try it out. I think he's really promoting the hobby well, and like all the pages do. So that's why I do these videos, strictly to promote the hobby. So anyway, one thing, see a little bit more about myself. Everybody knows my ham radio lineage. I've talked about that before. But I spent 23 years as a reservist, weekend warrior, whatever you want to call it. Not a vet, just a retired prior service reserve military. That's all. Um, I did a lot of instructing over the years. I split my career half between a Texas National Guard infantry unit and the last half in an Air Force Reserve Civil Engineering Squadron. And in both outfits, I did a lot of instructing. And one of the things that I've always stressed in any class I've ever taught is one of the first lessons I was taught as a buck private back in 1980 in the Army. And that was the only dumb question is the question you don't ask. And I still believe that. I see a lot of questions asked in these ham radio pages and groups, and I've answered several of them. And if anybody asks me a question on here, I'll try to answer them. And I've had a couple of people email me and asking questions or congratulate me on the channel. I appreciate that. I'll learn how to answer every email I get. Matter of fact, anybody sends me an email, put your call sign in the subject matter so I'll be sure and kind of catch my eye because I get a lot of email from junk that I don't read. I don't want to accidentally erase somebody's email. But anyway, getting back to questions, uh, and you see a lot of questions in ham radio, and a lot of times you'll see a question like, well, wait a minute. Now, why did that guy learn that when he took his test? Well, I agree on some of that, but the question still needs answered. He's had a question. He's a new ham, and as us that's been around this hobby a while, we should answer that. Uh, but giving them the condescending, you should have learned that in class or you should have read that in your book answer, that don't help the hobby none. And also going into full electrical engineering science degree answers doesn't help either. Um, I've seen both. I'll give you an instance. I had a guy ask a question, and luckily, I think I was the first person to answer it because when I seen the question, I was afraid, oh man, this guy's fixing to get hammered. But he asked a question about an antenna. Could he mount an antenna, a VHF, UHF antenna, to his vertical antenna? And I told him, just plain, wasn't ugly about it. I said, no, they'll interact with each other. You can't do that. And that's all, that was the extent of my answer. And he thanked me. And then he asked me about mounting it on a part of his house. I said, yeah, that might work. And I got to read some of the other answers, and maybe I set the tone for the answers because nobody, as long as I read that thread, had really hammered the guy for asking that kind of question. So, but I also didn't give him the full techno electrical engineering answer either. If somebody asks for more information, then go into it a little more. But you don't know the other person's actual level of electrical knowledge. Uh, some of us that's been around this hobby a long time, and myself and HKV have always kind of worked around a lot of electrical trade type stuff. So we have a pretty good understanding of electrical principles to begin with. So, answer their questions and try to help them out. That's the main thing is try to help them out without being condescending or super technical either. But anyway, maybe that's enough. Maybe I've hit that enough. If anybody has a suggestion for one of my videos, please comment. Leave me a suggestion. I'll do my best to look into it. Now, I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not up on these new modern digital modes at all. I run strictly a VHF, UHF, FM, single sideband, and HF all mode station. I don't have anything up on digital. I don't use any kind of automatic logging program or anything like that. I do use QRZ logbook. And when I'm making a contact, I've usually already got the call sign ready to put in a QRZ log, and I still maintain a paper log. Just a habit. I like having it all on paper. Not knocking those other out ways to do it. Sure not. My only other digital mode I'd ever worked, I did work Packet, VHF Packet back in the 90s, and I enjoyed it, but I think that's kind of gone away now. I know HKV is doing some work with some APR, I believe, packet stuff, APRS or something like that. It's got a Kenwood talkie and that does that, and might get him on video one day showing us ins and outs of that type of talkie. All right. Bringing up the Bayo fungs again. I've had all kinds of people trashing the Bayo fungs. Had a guy brought that up yesterday about his budget. Should I buy one of these or should I hold out and buy this? And everybody, some people said, yeah, buy a Bayo fung. Some people said, oh, don't buy that Chinese junk. You need to hold out and get this. And my answer to him was, buy what you can afford, period. Because I promise you, if you're on a 2-meter repeater talking on a Bayo fung and you don't tell the guy you're talking on a Bayo fung, he ain't gonna know you're talking on a Bayo fung. Real simple. I've never been able to tell what kind of radio somebody's using by talking to them and listening to it. So if that's what you can afford, use it. I use them. I do. I've got 2 of them. I got the 8-watt and the 5-watt version. The reason I use them, I don't use a talkie much. I've still got a Yaesu FT70, that military ruggedized 2-meter talkie. Good talkie. Heck of a good talkie. I've had that thing probably 10 years, battery shot on it. I just use the 12-volt adapter and leave it at my pickup for my mobile unit. Great radio. Ain't a thing wrong with it. But you can buy 3 of them UV5Rs, what you buy one of them for. And the UV5R is, if you have trouble with it, it's not worth fixing. I just buy another. So there ain't nothing wrong with them. If that's all you can use them. Anyway, that's about all I can think of for today. Check out this. There's a big exodus. People want to leave Facebook now for political reasons. I'm not going into that, and I'm glad the ham sites, the ham pages are staying non-political. That's the reason I don't do anything political on this channel. Check them out. You get a lot of good information off of them. And if you got a question, ask it. Just be prepared. If the wrong guy picks up on it, you may not get an answer you like. But like I've always said in all my videos, KB5 MIQ is my call sign. I'm on the QRC page. You can look it up on QRZ. My email's posted. Feel free to email me a question. Leave me a comment. Email me a suggestion for a video. I enjoy doing these, trying to support the hobby best I can, and doing my part of it. And that's one thing about this hobby. There's so many aspects of it. There's always something somebody can find that they will enjoy doing. Anyway, everybody have a great week. It's KB5 MIQ Big Boy 73.